Grainaig Creations podcast. This is episode 67. My name is Kirsty and I am coming to you from the west coast of Scotland. So, same setup as last time. I'm very aware you might see the light, but if I'll try and scoot this way, you'll also see a socks sleeping, and you'll also see all my stuff. So yeah, the podcast is a week late. I've been under a lot of stress from my job, and last week I just didn't want to do anything. So yeah. Not long had breakfast. I am under a slight time constraint today because I have some stuff to do this afternoon. But yeah, let's jump in, shall we? If I find somewhere to put my tea. That socks will not knock it over if he gets up. Okay, so I have two finished works in progress. That's not right. I have two finished objects. I have a handful of works in progress, and then I have some acquisitions to show off. Some of which I didn't actually buy in the last 3 weeks. It's just yarn that I had forgotten to show off in the last podcast. So I talked about it and I just didn't show it off. So, first finished object. Well, actually no. Let's talk about what I'm wearing. I never do a segment like this, but I'm so happy with this finished object. You would have seen in the end of my last podcast a clip of this blocking on the floor. It's now completely dry because that's obviously 3 weeks ago. And I am wearing it. I'm very, very happy. I am wearing it over a long sleeve t-shirt, however, so I don't feel the prickliness that I was worried about with the mohair. So that's a plus. Means I can definitely wear it. But I do need to probably start trying it with like normal length sleeves and then maybe like a tank top eventually to see if I can handle the mohair, because I don't know if you'll remember, I was a wee bit worried it might feel like fire ants. So that's what I'm wearing. This is the Love Note sweater by Tin Can Knits. I was wonderfully gifted this pattern and I'm so thankful, and I finally managed to knit it. This was part of my I Am Worth It mail, which I will talk about towards the end. So yeah, I am over the moon with this. I feel like the lacework really pops if you wear a different colour top underneath it, so you can see the lacework a bit better. But obviously then that kind of makes people look at my boobs, so... finished object number one, because that's the title I finished last time, is my discontinued yarn from Mothy and the Squid. And I don't know if you can see, but it is sparkly. And yeah, I can't kind of highlight enough that this yarn is no more. It's not something she dyes. She did do a rerun of the yarn like during lockdown, but she doesn't do it anymore. So I done these, excuse me, I done these toe up because I only have 50 grams of yarn, and the heels, toes and cuffs is done in West Yorkshire Spinners in one of their signature colours. And then I done, what's that cast on? Turkish cast on, and got up to my stitch count, which is 64 on 2.25mm needles. Done the foot and then done Fish Lips Kiss heel, and then continued and then done a 2x2 bind off. I actually increased 4 stitches in total, so 2 on each side, just because I like a slightly roomier leg than I do on the foot. So yeah, that's my socks. I can put these in with all my other ones that I've made this year, which I counted last night. I've actually, this will be my 11th pair that I've made for myself this year. So that doesn't include any socks that I've made for my mum. or any of the sock blanks that I have turned into socks for Scott or my mum. And yeah, I'm really, really happy. If I was doing the box of socks, I would be pretty good right now, because we're only in month 9 and I've got 11 pairs. So, but I'm not doing the box of socks, but I'm still happy. Why do I always feel out of breath when I'm doing this? Okay, so finished object number 2 is my Amma sweater. I finished my second Amma sweater. All but 2 ends are woven in, and that's the sleeves, and it's because I'm not 100% convinced I'm happy with the length of the sleeves, and I might extend them just a little bit longer. I like quite a roomy sleeve, and if I was to let this sit, you would see that the sleeve comes to my knuckles. So I'm a person that has their sleeves at 2 lengths. I either have them really, really long where I can tuck my hands in, like so, or I like it pushed up to about there on my arm. So I'm heating up. I am someone that has 2 sleeve lengths, and if they're not either of those, I'm not always 100% convinced, and unfortunately this doesn't sit quite where I want it. This sits probably about where it's sitting on me now. I don't have that choice to pull it down and tuck my hands in, but I'm still really, really happy with the current finished result. So the bottom may be curling, but that is part of it, and it's also not being blocked. And I don't think I will block it because this is 100% acrylic yarn. This is Wendy Pixilie in the DK. I had this yarn already in stash, and it cost me $1.99 a ball, and I would love to find out, I would love to calculate how much yarn is in this so that I could see how much this cost me, because I'm pretty sure this cost me less than 20 quid, which is pretty damn good. So I'd be really pleased to find out what cost this was. But of course I don't take notes when I'm knitting, and so I don't actually know how many balls of yarn this took. But I'm very, very happy with it. I can't wait to wear it, but like I say, I might wear it around the house a wee bit just to see if I'm happy with the length of the sleeves, or if I will extend them. So yeah, finished object number 2. That's it for finished objects. I do have a couple of works in progress to show off, but a lot of them are Christmas gifts, so I can't go into too much detail about them, and I certainly won't be saying who they're for, because that would completely ruin the surprise. So first up is a hat that I'm working on. Excuse me. Don't know why my voice keeps going. Doesn't help, this is nearly the longest I've talked this morning. So this was going to be a fully colourwork hat, but I decided I wasn't liking how the wording was coming up, so I ripped back, and I'm just going to knit plain for quite a while and then repeat the colourwork section that I have, and then I'm going to go back in and duplicate stitch the lettering. Never done duplicate stitch before, so I'm hoping it's going to turn out okay, but like I say, a lot of these are Christmas gifts and people don't know they're getting them, so should the worst happen, I can change it and then just do the colours that is this sports team. So the UK isn't big on a lot of the American sports, but a lot of the UK folks quite like all the American sports. So this person in particular, I don't even know what sport it is. I think it's ice hockey. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I'm making it up as I go along. It's just a wee bit of colour work here. And like I say, I had started some lettering for the team, or the name of the team, but it really wasn't looking so good. I also made a big mistake because I was going to do the name on the hat twice, so once on the front, once on the back, or however they wanted to wear it, and I had forgotten that I had to do it twice. So when I'd done the first one, I was like, right, okay, let's move up a line, and I started that, and I didn't realise until the end of the row what I had done, and by that point I was just like, oh, I really don't want to rip back. So I just took my needles out completely because, like I say, I wasn't happy with the colour work to begin with. It was quite sloppy, it wasn't my best work, and I just don't want big long floats, I don't want anything that can catch, probably because it wouldn't then be in my position to try and tweak it and fix it should something catch. So I just took the needles out, put it down onto, like, put my needles back in on a plain round, picked up all the stitches, ripped out the yarn, and like I say, I'm going to go in and duplicate stitch it later, and I just hope I can get that right. But for now, I'm fairly happy with it. I think I'm going to do, if I have time, I think I'm going to do 2 hats for this person, and I'm going to do a beanie style, and then I'm going to do a slouch style, because I'm not 100% sure which they prefer, and if I ask, it's just too obvious. Also, they more wear like baseball caps. I don't actually recall ever seeing him wear a wool hat, so I could be onto a complete loser situation right now. But I think he would really appreciate the thought, and I'm just going to keep going. So the yarn I'm using for this is Sirdar Country Classic, and this is just in their black colour, which is colour 0973. It is 50% wool, 50% acrylic, and it's 200 metres in 50 grams. And then the contrasting colour I'm using is Drops Fable. It's in this gorgeous mustard yellow, and this is 75% wool, 25% polyamide, and you get 205 metres in 50 grams. And I just really love this colour. So yeah, work in progress number 1. Oh, what will show off next? Work in progress number 2, you have seen. Oh no, I've cut the zip. What is that stuck on? Oh dear. Oh no, it's caught in my wool. I'm just not helping the situation, am I? I think I'm just going to have to try and break the yarn. Or do that. I only fluffed up the yarn a wee bit. Okay, so this project you have seen before. It hasn't received much love since, and let you in on a little secret. I actually recorded this podcast yesterday, and then my battery died. Tried to record it on something else, and there was a really horrific buzzing in the background, and it was driving me up the wall, so I wouldn't want any of you to sit through it. So I was just like, right, let's scrap the whole thing, re-record tomorrow. Which doesn't help that I am on a deadline, and I could probably talk for the world if I wanted. But I noticed that I wasn't quite happy with some of the stitches, and I can even see it on camera right there. So when I've been examining the work, I've seen that I have caught the yarn in the same place on 2 rows, which means that I can see the float being caught really clearly, and I'm not happy with it. So I've decided I am going to rip back 3, maybe 4 rows and try and fix that. Everything else, all the other colour work, I'm really pleased with. I worked very hard on this, and I was very careful when it came to my tension and how I'm holding my yarn, because I hold them both in my left hand. I don't do continental and throwing, I do them both in my left hand because I'm a thrower. But I am really happy with the colour work, apart from that one place on the front, maybe two places on the front. And I haven't decided if I'm going to keep these for myself or if I'm going to gift them. They were meant for me, but because I am kind of really like tackling the gift knitting this year, I feel like they could be quite a good gift for someone. But this is the Underwings mitten, or the Underwings mitts. I don't have the front page, so I don't think I have the name of the designer. Erica Hauser is the designer. Now I'm keeping mine in my Knit Pro magnetic case because it helps me when I'm doing my colour work rounds. And I am knitting this in Knit Picks palette. And I'm doing it in the ash and the cream colourway. Knit Picks palette. I'll try and get back to these and pick them up because I was really enjoying working on them, but I definitely will rip back and correct that where I've caught the yarn in the same place, because normally I try to distribute them a bit better than that, so even if I've got the same amount of stitches on two lines, I'll still try and catch them in different places, but clearly I didn't do that on that second round, and it's going to bug me if I don't fix it. Oh no, I'm going to block your view of socks if I keep adding stuff there. There you go. You can still see them. Okay, so another work in progress is my blanket. Hasn't had that much work done on it, it's only had about 8 rows, so you're not going to see the whole thing. So from this stitch marker to the top is what I've managed to get done. And for those that don't know or haven't really seen this, this is my scrappy granny stripe blanket that is being knit in pretty much all opal yarn. So I haven't done much on it, so I haven't used up much of what I have, but it's a work in progress. I try and add to it on a Sunday, Scrappy Sunday, so I'm probably going to leave that out for what I'm going to work on today, but it's been kept in a bag that I made, all Marvel, all the Avengers. Let's put that up there. Let's hope that doesn't fall in socks. And my last work in progress, which doesn't feel right. I think it's because I've got a lot of things I want to start making, that maybe I've overestimated what I have. Okay, so I'm only going to show off a couple of these, but I counted last night, I have 27 in total. I have been making, let's try and get one of each colour. Purple. I have been making face scrubbies for Christmas gifts, and this is the Sakura face scrubby pattern, and I really like it because it's got a good amount of texture on it, which is going to be great for scrubbing at your face. And it's made in cotton, so it's actually really soft, and the cotton that I'm using is cotton that I actually picked up from Aldi, our supermarket here in the UK. I think you can get Aldi in different places but under a different name. and it comes in two different colour palettes. So this is more of the bright colours, and then you can get one that is a lot more pastel colours, which is really, really beautiful. So I've got sunflower yellow, peach, grey, a teal green, the purple you've already seen, a very pale duck egg blue, and then a very bright and vibrant green. So those are the ones I have so far. I have made 27. The plan is currently to give them as gifts in packs of 5. So I would be doing like packs of 5. But that's really dependent on how many I make between now and Christmas and how many people I wish to gift them to as well. So that's going to be a huge contributing factor as to how many I continue to make. But I now have the pattern memorised, and it's just something that I can throw in my bag and take somewhere if I'm heading out for half an hour, or if I'm going out to get out the house, or if I'm away for like I say coffee, I don't drink coffee, I mean a cup of tea. Or if I'm going to Scott's. So it's something really quick and simple for me because it only takes 15 minutes of my time, and that includes weaving in the ends as well. So yeah, this is all my face scrubbies. If I can get them to sit in line. They look like there's tons of them, but when I counted it's only 27. I finished the 28th, but I haven't woven in the ends. So I do have 28. Oh, I can't get them all in one hand. And I'm currently just keeping all of those in my Fruit Hunter bag, along with the crochet hook and normally a couple of balls of the cotton, so that I always have, should I make too many, there's no such thing as too many, I need to move on to another colour. I can get 5 face scrubbies in this pattern out of this tiny 25 gram ball of cotton, which I think is phenomenal. So yeah, if I can get 5 out of 1, it just makes my life easier, because it means that like that's 5 people's gifts. My logic might not seem clear, but my logic is there. So yeah, really, really happy with that project. It's very, very quick, and it's quite satisfactory to make something so small so quickly and know that someone's going to really appreciate that come Christmas. Okay, no more works in progress to show off. I am watching my time, unfortunately, but I do want to show off some things I've bought and maybe have a bit of a life update as well. Should you want to stick around? If not, that is the end of the knitting and the crochet, so thank you so much for watching. If you do want to see things that have come into my possession recently, just stick around. So, I put out on my Instagram, all the details and where you can find me are below, put out on my Instagram that I was wondering if anyone wanted to swap, because at that point my finances were a bit tight, but I really wanted some happy mail to look forward to. So a few people came forward, and because of circumstances I had to not take part in a couple of swaps because of something I'll talk about a wee bit later. But here is my swap partner from my swap package from my friend Aileen. So first of all, the sweet treat is gone, but she did send 2 teas, and I really, really love peppermint tea. It really helps my stomach. And then she was very kind and she sent all these cross stitch threads, because I do actually really enjoy cross stitch. It's just more of a trying to sit down and pick it up and also find where I've put it. I got a new unit that you guys are sitting on, like the camera's sitting on, and all of them are boxes. So if I lean that way, you can see they're a grey box and a black box. So everything is in boxes for storage. And I can't quite remember what box I put what in. I have a gist of what I've got in those boxes, but I don't know where I put my cross stitch. So I'm going to have to dig it out. But she sent all these amazing different colours of cross stitch thread, which will definitely come in handy at some point. She also sent these two amazing sparkly minis that could go in one of my blankets. Not sure which, but it will go in a blanket. I really, really love this, but I'm really, really into bright colours at the moment. I love and we're back. Just moved the camera, sorry. Okay, so I done another swap with my friend Ellen. I done a swap with 4 people, 2 of them are still to arrive. Can't remember where I put the minis, but there were 2 minis with this. But this is the swap parcel that Ellen sent. Again, sweet treats are gone. So I've got I think it's Wendy, yep, Wendy Rome. I like Wendy Rome yarn. I've knit a couple of pairs of socks in different colours of Wendy Rome. One of them was like a pale lavender colour, and then the other one I'm pretty sure might have been grey. And I actually knit some of my own patterns in that yarn, this yarn. So I really, really like Wendy Rome. I think this is a very good sock yarn. And it's in a pale mossy green. I'm not great with colour descriptions. So this is 75% superwash wool. Doesn't say what the other part is, but yeah, there it is, 25% nylon. And it is 370 metres. But I think this is a really good sock yarn. It's very sturdy sock yarn. it also feels it like as well. It's not, I'm just showing off the second one. It's not a super soft yarn, but you would need to feel it to find out if it was your preference or not. And then the other one is this gorgeous, oh that's so not doing the colour very good. It's this really, really gorgeous green. Again, I'm not good with descriptions and the light isn't helping the actual colour of this yarn. I'll see if I can get a picture of it or something, you can see it. I'm pretty sure this is yarn Ellen dyed herself, not 100% sure. But I really, really, I actually think I have a 50-gram skein of this. So I can now maybe make like a shawl or something with this yarn. But yeah, there was 2 minis as well, but I think I've put them somewhere. I really can't be bothered trying to find them, sorry, but I am on a time constraint. So I have a few other things I want to show. One of them I am going to have to reach for, but let's go with what we've had the longest. So I talked on the last podcast about getting some sock yarn, or at least I think I talked about it. So I got some head over heels All Stars, which is Stylecraft. There was a deal going on, I think it was the Wool Network. I think that's the website. If not, I'll correct it and put it down in the description box. But they were doing a 3 for £5 on this yarn. So my mum treated me to some sock yarn. So it does show you what the yarn will look like when it's knit up, which is always quite nice. But I think out of these, my favourites are these two. Really, really like these ones. And then the next item to come into my property ownership is the Perth Festival of Yarn commemorative skein, which is dyed by Dye Candy. This is Sputnik Sweetheart. It is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It's on her super sock base, which is 425 metres. And I think that's as true to colour as I'm going to get. If I bring it closer, the colour is going to get blown out by my light. Only a wee bit. So I really, really like this. When I seen the colour, I knew I had to have it. I haven't decided what it's going to be. Probably a hat or something, to be honest. Something where I can really show off the colour. I definitely don't think I'd make socks out of this. I think this is too nice to be socks. And then lastly, this yarn came into my possession yesterday when I went to my LYS. Mary is the owner of my LYS and she is lovely, but she has started doing Facebook Lives, I think it is, or at least videos on her Facebook to show you some of the yarn she's got in. And because of the face scrubbies I've been doing and doing Christmas gifts in general, she showed off this cotton that she has. So this is James C. Brett Retwist, twist with 2 S's, in the Cheney cotton. They're both Cheney cotton, they're both James C. Brett. This one is naturally dyed, so no chemicals. This one I'm not sure. My hand's shaking. Why is my hand shaking? So this is 80% cotton, 20% polyester. Crochet hook size crochet and knitting needle size is between a 2 and a 4. They're both 250 grams. They're both 250 meters. So I got a plain kind of denim blue, and then I got this really gorgeous colour that reminds me of spring and summer. So I haven't decided whether I'm going to make reusable shopping bags or if I'm going to make face scrubbies or washcloths. So not 100% sure, but they're going to be Christmas gifts and they're going to be awesome. So it is, even though I tucked it in, let's see if I can find it again. So the yarn is like, it's called chainy cotton. I don't know if that's going to show. It's called chainy cotton because the yarn is chained into its ply, or its strand, whatever you want to call it, which does seem to make it really, really durable and strong. So it would make extremely good reusable shopping bags. So yeah, really happy with those. I think that's everything I've got to show, and I've got about 10 minutes before I need to dash off. So just a bit of a life update, I guess. I have knocked off on annual leave. I'm off all of this next week. Very, very thankful for that. Work was getting a bit stressful. My team leader's been super, super supportive and super, like, I can go to her when it's too much. I emailed her about a week ago and I just said, I'm too stressed, I can't do all of this work, there's too much on my plate. And she was just like, right, okay, what can I do to help? And so we kind of sat down, we had about a 45-minute phone call, and we talked through everything, like all my worries, all my complaints, and she was like, right, okay, I'll see if someone else can pick this up, I'll see if someone else can pick this up, what about this, what about that? And instantly, just even talking to her about it, I felt really, really a lot better. So that helped a lot. It's always good to have a really supportive team leader. So I'm really, really looking forward to this week off. It's extremely needed to just de-stress. I was getting so stressed out that I was really worried I was going to have a Crohn's flare-up. So for those that might be new to the channel, I have Crohn's disease. It's normally extremely well maintained, with the odd out of the blue day that just hits me like a ton of bricks. But I can trigger a flare-up from stress. So obviously I want to be as stress-free as possible. So I have a week off. I am going to just chill. I'm going to craft my little heart out, and my mum and I are going to hopefully go see an exhibition called the 52 Stitches. So if I get to do that and I get to record some of it, I might take a wee bit of footage so that you guys can see it, because I think it's a very interesting exhibit. It covers textile art, so, and it's like it's 52 because it's one a week, where they build a picture depicting their life using textiles. So it's going to be really, really interesting. It was my mum's uncle that actually let us know about this exhibit. So hopefully going to get that on Monday. And then we got the bad news that because of COVID, Scott and I won't be able to afford to buy anywhere anytime soon, because instead of being able to get a 5% deposit with the bank, it's now looking like everybody, regardless of whether you've been a long-standing customer of the bank, you need a 15 to 20% deposit. So that was a giant kick in the face, not even the teeth, just the whole face. So we are trying to handle that piece of information, and then I smile because it's so ironic. Back in April-May-ish, someone got hold of my credit card details and went on a £3,000 spending spree. And I obviously got the money refunded by the bank, and the police got involved, and I don't know the outcome. I don't know if there is an outcome or anything, because it got passed to the English police and they don't talk to the Scottish police. So, don't know if there was an outcome. Don't know if the guy got, I say guy, it could be a woman. I don't know if anyone got persecuted because of it. I thankfully got my money back from the bank, and it won't affect anything like on my credit score or anything like that. But then I woke up about 2 weeks ago to find out that someone had got hold of my debit card details and had spent all of my wages. So that was a stressful time. That was very upsetting. Going through it once is bad enough. Going through it twice within the space of months is not ideal. So that really sucked. But the bank were amazing about it. They blocked the card straight away. They looked into it all, and I eventually got my money refunded. I got a brand new card. So yeah, I'm just being very cautious now. Hopefully it won't happen ever again. But we'll see. But yeah, I think that is the gist of my life update. Life has been crap. But then again, it could be 100 times worse, so I'm counting my blessings. But yeah, that really is me. I now have to go and get a cold drink. I'm going to take my Love Knot sweater off because I am very, very toasty right now. And I'm going to get ready for everything I need to do this afternoon. Hopefully going to get a bit on my blanket done. I would like to get a lot of my blanket done. But I might also just start a ton of Christmas gifts as well, because I've got so many ideas in my head for what I want to do. So we'll see. A lot of my things might need to slip to the wayside so that I can get all my Christmas gifts done this year, but we'll see. And now I'm blathering. So thank you so much for watching the podcast. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up button and even the subscribe button, that'd be really, really cool. It means the like button means that more people will see my podcast, and I would really like my podcast to grow. So, and if you can hear Soxy snoring, sorry, but I think you all don't mind. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, bye! Hello, so it's me again. Totally forgot to mention a couple of things that I really, really wanted to include in this week's podcast. And the first one is that I bought these I bought these stitch markers on Etsy from Jen's Crafty Charms. And I just thought some of you might want to have a look. Her Instagram has changed from what is on this card. It's all one word. It's all Jen's Crafty Charms. So just in case any of you want to check this out, some of her stuff, or all of her stuff, is really gorgeous. And she's also doing a giveaway just now on her Instagram if you head over there. So again, her Instagram is Jen's Crafty Charms. And yeah, I'm also going to be commissioning her to do a set of stitch markers or progress keepers quite similar to these as part of the I Am Worth It Mal, which leads us into the next thing I want to talk about. So the I Am Worth It Mal is a make-along that myself and Deborah of the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast are running, and it's basically a make-along that she started a couple of years back to remind you to make for yourself, or use that precious skein of yarn or that kit that you've had for a while and you've put aside and you're like, no, it's not the perfect project or it's not the right time. So the I Am Worth It Mal is a time for you to put some time for yourself to make something for yourself. There's no right or wrong craft. You can have whichever craft you want, whether candle making, jewellery making, knitting, crochet, sewing, spinning, weaving, whichever. Or more, like there could be one I've not listed. So that Mal is still ongoing, and it's going to be ongoing until the 31st of October, which is Halloween, or for some of us it's Samhain. So yeah, I just wanted to remind folks about that, and that you can post anything on Instagram with the hashtag IamWorthItMal. That's not right. I think it's IamWorthItMal20. Let me just double check. No, that's not the right button. Yeah, I am worth it mal 20 is the hashtag to use. And so that's for any craft, and the deadline for that is October 31st. I'm going to be putting some prizes together and drawing them randomly. I'll need to tie in with Deborah to see if we're going to do like a joint prize or not, but you can participate with that on Instagram using the hashtag, or on the group on Ravelry, or you can now do it through the Facebook group that I have created, which leads us on to the last thing. So the last one I want to talk about is the fact that there is now a Facebook group, which is just the Grainaig Creations podcast group on Facebook, and it's no longer just a page where I can post and people can comment. This is now a group, which means that you can make a post and you can share your pictures and stuff. So if you want to come on and join there, that would be really awesome. You do need to request to join the group. It is a closed group, and I do urge you to answer the questions, like the 2 prompts to join the group, because if you don't and I can't see from your page that you are a crafter, I will decline your request to join the group. This is for everyone's safety and the security of the group. I don't want people that are going to start posting spam on the group, or just people that are not a crafter in general, and more specifically I don't really want people from my work on there, but that's just me. So yeah, those are the last 3 things that I forgot to talk about before, and I will call it a finished podcast now if I don't think of anything else at any point. So again, thank you so much for joining and watching, and I really hope you liked what you saw. Bye.